My goal is always that it has to be fat worthy. If it's not fat worthy, I'm not making it. So that's kind of my motto. The whole reason I started baking was just I feel like it's my love language to others. It's just like an act of service and a gift that I can give to them. And so everything I bake comes from the heart. And I usually pray upon or daws while I'm even baking. It's just something that I genuinely do. Is I bake with my heart, with love, for whoever it is that's receiving.
That's beautiful. Are you an artistic person in general, or do you just like baking?
Yeah. So it's funny, everybody keeps telling me, clearly you, and I'm I'm crafty maybe. I've never saw myself as an artist, but I just have a lot of fun with it.
So what sparked the creation of Simply Sweets, and I guess how'd you go about your business of making it?
So it took a mind of its own. I never planned on becoming a business. So basically I have 3 kids, and I remember looking at birthday cakes to buy and looking at the list of ingredients, and it was this long.
Yeah.
And so I was I don't know what I'm feeding my child, so I instead just started baking my own desserts, and that's just kind of how it started and kind of took a mind of its own. So we are making a chocolate cake completely from scratch. So I start with my dry ingredients. So in here is just the flour, baking soda, baking powder. Drop that in. You don't want to know how much sugar actually goes into your baked goods, but it's a lot. And then because this is a chocolate cake, we've got to add our different...
What's the different types of chocolate, I guess, cocoa powder you're using?
So there's cocoa powder, there's coffee, and there's this other chocolate thing that I do that makes my cakes really moist. So now I'm basically just going to blend all of my dried ingredients. We now add our wet ingredients. So this takes 2 eggs. It takes a bit of oil. And this is milk. Okay, so now a little trick that I have learned is to cover this when you're going to turn this on, because it's going to So I learned that the hard way. So all those wet ingredients want to hop out. So this gives it a moment to settle down. Then once that's done, in here I have boiling water. So I'm gonna get that ready. And now I'm gonna just slowly add this in. And once this is done, we have our batter. Just have to grease them. Simply Sweet by Ensi basically started, so I baked for my kids. So my family would have, whatever I baked that way. And then it started to be within my family that if there was a birthday, it was just by default, I was making the cake. And then that grew into a friend.
A few moments later.
Asking me, and then another friend asking, and then it literally took a life of its own. I had no intention of going into a business. And that's just kind of how it's been. It's been more word of mouth than anything else. So we're doing a lemon cake. So in this filling is straight up. So I just cooked down. There's lemon, you can see those lemon zest, lemon juice, and sugar with cornstarch. Cooked it down so it's a thickened consistency. Added it into here. And that's what I'm gonna put between the layers for this lemon cake.
Are you a big sweets person? And if you are, what's your favorite recipe?
I am not a cake person, which is great because otherwise, that'd be a problem if I ate every cake that I bake. I don't like cake. So if it's my birthday, I'm either just give me some cookies or chocolate pudding. I'm pretty simple. I like balaclava, cheesecake, but I'm not a huge fan of cake. So I'm just gonna all in the middle. So there's just lemon flavored candy, and it adds a pop of color. Okay, then I'm gonna take these lemons, which I like thinly sliced, and put them all around. So like I really try to stay away from artificial colors, flavors. I refuse to use fondant because I think it's absolutely disgusting. I'm not a fan of buttercream. It's a lot easier to decorate with, but because I want it to taste good, it limits me on kind of how I can decorate. But I just think it's really important. They can get that cake from anywhere. You know, I think unique for me is that like, hopefully it's gonna taste really good. For me, it's like if I want to show like my ultimate love for someone, it's like I bake for them.